A major suspect connected to November's Paris attack, Salah Abdeslam, has been handed over to French authorities and is appearing before a magistrate. This is the live look outside the courthouse in Paris. After his hearing, Abdeslam will be placed in isolation in a Paris jail. He had been in Belgian custody awaiting extradition over the terror attacks that killed 130 people in the French capital last November. His lawyer was initially unaware of his client's arrival in France.
He
was expected to attend a hearing in Belgium tomorrow, so I'm pretty surprised that he has arrived today. He will give explanations, but not today, because given his extradition, it's possible that the judge won't want to question him. Also, he isn't willing to answer questions today. He will answer them in the coming weeks.
Well, for more on this, we can cross to Peter Humi, who's in Paris. He joins us live. Peter, we understand that he's not going to be kept with other inmates. What other conditions does he face?
Well, he's going to be in a high security prison. Also of note is the fact that this is a prison. It's south of Paris. It's not actually inside of Paris, but apparently there's an easy route that the authorities have planned. This whole extradition, even though the lawyer that we just heard seemed to have been taken by surprise, the extradition, in fact, had been agreed by the Belgian authorities fairly shortly after Abdeslam was arrested 5 weeks ago now in the Belgian capital. So they'd planned all sorts of contingencies for moving Abdeslam here to Paris. I'm standing just next to the Palais de Justice, in which Abdeslam has now been inside for over 4 hours. And in fact, he was taken from his prison where he was being held in Belgium by helicopter by special police commandos, and then flown into a military helicopter into a military base a few kilometers outside of Paris. And as I said, he's now been here inside the Palais de Justice, where he is, I guess, being instructed by his lawyer, and also the judicial formalities of what will be happening over the weeks ahead are being presented to him by the investigating magistrate. So it's the start of a process. The prison, as I said, is outside of Paris. It's to the south. In fact, the authorities have got a route planned out under heavy escort and top security to bring him back into Paris, if indeed this is where he will continue to be interrogated or questioned as to his role in the Paris attacks last November, in which 130 people were killed and hundreds more injured. Asha.
Peter, we know, as you mentioned there, the Paris attacks took place at the tail end of last year. How quickly will the French justice system move?
Well, I think in the case of Abdeslam and just the seriousness of the charges that he now faces, and of course the tragic events of last November, I think the French justice will move a lot quicker than it normally does. It is notoriously slow, in fact, for minor cases, but for something like this, I think they'll be looking to move fairly quickly. It will bring some kind of if we can say, to the relatives of those that were killed or those that were injured, some kind of conclusion to the tragic events of last November. And I think the French authorities will be quite keen to see this particular case being handled fairly quickly.
OK, Peter in Paris, thank you.